Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Before we get into this one, if you could just check that description down below and you'll find a classic football shirts affiliate link. If you use Leeds Lately 10 at checkout, you'll get 10% off. Leeds have just won 3-0 away at Millwall. Excellent performance. I've just done a live watch along, hence the surroundings. I thought I'd leave that on there to remind you of that score down below. Excellent, excellent victory for Leeds United. Now, Leeds started the game not very well, and Millwall came out the blocks firing, and they were very, very good at pinning us back. They had plenty of decent chances in the first sort of 10 minutes, and they were able to stop us playing out from the back really very well. And I thought they actually played really well in those first sort of 10-15 minutes. That is until we scored that counter-attack goal, and that was a fantastic goal. First, Ayling fell over in the box and tried to, like, Phil Jones style head whilst he was on the floor, and then eventually managed to kick it away into the path where Archie Gray had to be quick to nip in, take the ball off the Millwall attacker's feet in the box, and play the ball forwards, where a combination of Rutter, Pirot and Nonto ended up with a lovely little cushioned pass into the path of Pirot from Rutter, and Pirot just opened up his body and slotted it past the goalkeeper. Excellent, fast counter-attacking goal, really good goal, and the tide kind of changed at that point. The possession was pretty even throughout the game, but realistically, we probably had the better of the chances. They were lumping a lot of balls forward, especially from the goalkeeper, and it did have some success for them because they did have some chances at times. But I do feel like in the end we had much more quality in the final third, and obviously that told in the end when we won 3-0. The second goal, Joel Pirot ended up finishing that one off, but it was a really good counter-attack by Leeds, and that came a lot later on in the game. So before we talk about that one, I just want to talk about the fact that Leeds were able to score a goal first in a game, stay in front, not concede at all in the whole game, so keep a clean sheet. Great for confidence, great for all of that sort of stuff as well. And the fact that we were able to not only keep a clean sheet, but look solid whilst doing so, not really give much away. Really good performance from Strauch and Rodon and Byram as well. Ayling was decent in the attack, but he wasn't fantastic in the defence, but he was decent and he was solid, which is more than you can say of him in some recent weeks. So I thought they all did really well in defence. Ampadu got the Sky Sports Player of the Match, because he was everywhere, winning balls back, good pass completion, keeping the ball for the team and getting us up the pitch as well. I think Ampadu played really well. So yeah, we were able to keep solid, keep the ball, and do really well at being defensively strong, and I really liked how we managed to do that. So yeah, eventually, after all that, we'd kept the ball for that amount of time. We'd kept the Millwall attack out from scoring a goal and did really well. They made a lot of substitutions, and then we did as well. We brought on Dan James and Jayden Anthony, which I think is a really good, positive attacking substitution. That was in around the 66th to 68th minute, and it really kind of went in our favour because they'd already made some subs and we brought those on. And I was saying at the time on my live stream that it's kind of like we're almost like the Man City of the Championship in terms of our depth of attacking options. You could bring on Jayden Anthony and Dan James, who would start for nearly every Championship team, and bring them off the bench to come and play. And a combination of Ayling playing the ball forward to Dan James, and then Rutter had the ball in the box and squared it to Dan James, who I don't think was expecting him to square it, was expecting him to shoot. And Dan James fell over and nearly missed, but it went straight to Pirot, was able to just tap it in at the back post for 2-0, and it was a really good move, but a funny finish in the end, and Pirot managed to score, and I think he saw the funny side of it because he was laughing before he even put the ball in the net at poor Dan James, who'd fallen over and passed the ball to him by accident when I think he was meant to shoot. But yeah, it was a really good, another well-worked counter-attack goal, really good from Leeds. And then we ended up finishing the whole thing off a few minutes later with a nice 3-0 when Ayling got the ball from the back after tackling Eku or someone like that. I can't remember what his name was. I think he signed him from Shamrock Rovers in Ireland, Millwall, the commentator was saying. So he lost the ball Ayling won it back, sprayed the ball out to Dan James. Dan James was able to run forward up the pitch and play a long sweeping pass across the like completely square across the pitch to Jorginho Rutter, who, to be fair to him, took the chance really well, bagged it in the top corner, did his little golf swing celebration, and you could see how happy he was to score that goal because he was absolutely beaming, and even when he came off the pitch he couldn't stop himself smiling. So it was nice to see him get his moment and score that goal. Negatives, nothing to do with Leeds. Leeds were excellent. The only negatives really are the refereeing. The refereeing was dreadful. We should have had 2 handballs, so we should have had 2 penalties. We should have had a red card on their centre-back when Rutter, the goalkeeper, played a bad pass, and Rutter would have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but was tripped from behind by their defenders. So that should be a red card because that's DOGSO. If you don't know what that stands for, denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. And Ryan Leonard, he must have made, let's not exaggerate, he must have made 5 or 6 yellow card offence tackles, and he didn't get a yellow card the whole game. Neither did Leeds. Nobody in the Leeds team got a yellow card at any point, but I just got a feel that Ryan Leonard, he made so many fouls, should have been punished for them on many occasions, and wasn't in the end. And really, it was just terrible refereeing. I get that they've maybe been told to let a few things go a little bit more this season, but not in the sense that you just actual free kicks you just don't give. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So there was loads of fouls. Nonto and Somerville were just constantly getting knocked over and bumped into, body checked, hacked down, fouled by multiple of the Millwall players, but especially Ryan Leonard, and we should have certainly had a lot of free kicks for those and yellow cards for their players. It didn't matter because we won 3-0 in the end, but you've got to feel like I have to mention these things because in a game where, say we lose that game and we give away a late penalty, or they just score, or we even draw it 0-0, it then matters. It then matters the standard of refereeing. So it's important to draw attention to it even when you've won the game, to say, look, the standard of refereeing wasn't up to scratch in this game. It was really bad, and there should have been multiple penalties and red cards in this game, and yellow cards, none of which were given, right? None of which. So it's important to draw attention to it because we won the game, yes, and it means that people forget about those things, but it is a negative because it needs to be better than that, because in a game where you draw 0-0 or something, those are really big moments. But let's get back to the positives. Leeds won a game. We kept a clean sheet. Confidence for the back four and for the goalkeeper. Meslier, who I also thought was really good at coming and claiming things. And I said that on my stream, how the Championship is a very physical league, and he actually seems to be doing better now than he did in the Premier League at coming out and claiming things against these big Championship brutes that he's having to claim the ball off. So really impressed with Meslier. I think he did well, and when he was called into action, he made a few good saves, palmed them out wide so that there wasn't any danger from them. Distribution was good. Thought Meslier was really good today. Knew when to slow down, knew when to speed things up. Thought Meslier was excellent. Like I said, Ampadu was excellent. Gray, again, really good game from him. He gave the ball away 2 times, I think, but other than that, he was fantastic at nipping in, getting the ball away, being physical, playing well. Rutter, I thought, was really good, being physical, being strong, using his upper body strength to lean into players and keep the ball and spin off them. Dan James looked lively when he came on. Jaden Anthony looked lively when he came on. Glenn Kamara didn't have much chance to get too involved, but Pirro was in the right place at the right time. Byram, solid again. Strauch and Pirro. I'm thinking of Somerville, Strauch and Pirro. Strauch and Rodon, excellent centre-back pairing. Really good from them. Good distribution, good tough tackling, good positional awareness, and good heading of the ball as well to clear a lot of their long balls away. So really appreciate the work that they did today as well. Nonto, I thought, was our best player in the first half. I think he picked up the ball, he drove at the defence and did really well at that first half. Somerville played decent as well, maybe not as good as Nonto, but decent game, but was eventually replaced by Jaden Anthony and Nonto by Dan James, whichever way around you want to swap them. But yeah, they played really well together. Nonto and Somerville, but then you have that option of bringing on Jadon Anthony and Dan James from the bench. So I think overall, excellent performance, excellent 3-0 win, excellent clean sheet, excellent points away from home, and we really need to carry that momentum into the next game. It's also consecutive clean sheets, which I'll be interested to see somebody like LUFC Data or Johnny Cooper or someone like that on Twitter pull out when the last time we had 2 consecutive clean sheets was, because I think that must have been a while ago, at least a year, from my reckoning anyway. But that's going to be it for this one. Just wanted to talk about this game because excellent performance away from home, 3-0 win. Very, very happy with that one. Get down in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what you thought of the partnership between Joel Perreault and Jorginho Rutter, or anything that you enjoyed from the game, or just that you're very happy that we won. But yes, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Leeds Lately.